It's an honor to introduce me to you, the competitor from Germany. On daily basis, she is working at Supremo Coffee, Jana Elicker. Welcome.
Go ahead and enjoy. Hi. Hello. So good to see you all. How are you guys feeling? You're right? Sweet. Could I do a music check, please? Can you turn it down, the volume a little bit? Wait. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, we can restart this, please. Thank you so much. Okay, ready? Hi. Okay, start the music, please. Thank you. And time. Hello, judges. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Jana, and today I would like to talk about a rather difficult topic and how my daily routine as a barista connects to it. To understand, you need to know that I've been struggling with clinical depression for over 15 years. Depression is a very uncomfortable but incredibly important issue to discuss more publicly and take away its stigma, as more than 350 million people are affected by it. The assumptions made by others about what depression or a depressed person look like aren't the only reason why depression is so excruciating. Way more damaging is the self-image depression creates in your head, making you believe that you're worthless, incompetent, and just not enough. Now, how can I possibly find a connection between coffee and that? Well, the strategic and analytical approach that I have to have as a barista, this barista approach that I learned working in coffee, helped me adapt similar behaviors in my personal life, which helps me deal with those intrusive thoughts. Let's have a look at this approach. Whenever I get to work with a new coffee, I first gather all the information that could possibly help me get an initial idea of what I might be dealing with. Excuse me. So for the coffee we're tasting today, this initial information was this coffee was grown in Colombia at Hacienda Elicker at an altitude of 2,200 meters above sea level. Well, but most importantly, it is a naturally processed geisha variety that underwent a 20-hour fermentation right before harvest, right after harvest, and right before drying, excuse me. I'm going to purge the grinder now. With this bundle of information, I now naturally make assumptions about how to roast the coffee, how to extract the coffee, and obviously its flavor and aroma. So, when testing the first roast, the flavor of the coffee just wasn't right, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I didn't get any of those subtle, beautiful florals, the ripe sweet berries, or maybe some citrus or tropical notes from the fermentation. I tried endless different ways to extract this coffee, and I ticked all the boxes of what I, as a barista, should be doing, but nothing seemed to work. I always ended up with that same intensely bright and astringent acidity. So the one thing I'm supposed to be able to do as a barista, dial in a beautiful geisha coffee, and I was just simply incapable. This could have been the perfect breeding ground for my depression, as all my self-doubt seemed to be proven right. But through working with such an unpredictable and fluctuating product such as coffee, I learned to let go of those negative thoughts and rather look at the situation objectively. Look at each and every parameter over and over again until I find the solution to my problem. And the solution I did find in the end. I'm going to use the same recipe for all three beverages today, of 20.5 grams in to extract 50 grams out at a long extraction time of 37 seconds, which will enhance the sweetness and also the complexity. This will give us an espresso with a light to medium body, with a silky mouthfeel, a a medium to high acidity that reminds of tropical fruits. A medium to high sweetness that will remind you of sweet berries. And a low to medium bitterness. You will get, as floral flavors, jasmine and bergamot. As berries, you're gonna taste raspberry and blueberry. And as citrus and tropical note, you're gonna get pomelo and fresh mango. In addition to flavors of almond, brown rum, and a long-lasting, complex aftertaste of cacao nips. This coffee gets sweeter as it cools down, which is why I didn't preheat the cups, and why I'm also asking you to please stir your espresso slowly 10 times before taking your first sip and while taking in the aroma. And you can dispose of your little spoons in the little glasses right next on your place setting. Please, here you go, and enjoy. Here you go, enjoy. And I'll be back with your next course. Now, this initial tiny hiccup could have turned into a full-blown trigger for me that would have left me immobilized and would have impacted my life for the next few hours, days, or even weeks. And it wouldn't allow me to see anything but that one thing I was supposed to be able to do, but I couldn't straight away. But through working with this barista approach and just looking at the facts and the data, I got to control the situation rather than letting it control me. And only by doing so, I found the solution to the problem. It wasn't actually the extraction. This coffee needed a way more rigorous sorting before roasting, and also a lower drop temperature of 150 degrees. A longer development, also at a lower temperature. This now gives us those beautiful geisha flavors you just experienced. Now that I know how to get those flavors, I as barista obviously want to know how I can work with the coffee and how to amplify the experience for you guys. So for the milk beverage, I chose a local whole milk, which was already naturally sweet, but I wanted to push it even further, so I used the freeze distillation method to remove most of the water content from the milk, which will amplify the sweetness, it will cut through the acidity, and change the silky mouthfeel from the espresso to creamy to velvety. It will change the fresh fruit flavors to dried fig, raisin, dates, ripe strawberry, nougat, sweet hazelnut liqueur, and a long-lasting aftertaste of milk chocolate. I'm only going to use 70 grams of this milk to not overpower the espresso's flavor, but just to enhance and underline its beauty. Here you go, please enjoy. Here you go, please enjoy. Please enjoy, here you go. And last but not least, please enjoy. Here you go. Ah, sheesh. Sorry. Now, making the best out of any given situation should always be the goal. This comes easy to some people. It is never easy for me though. And acknowledging that doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It actually means the opposite, that despite the voices in my head that keep telling me otherwise, I keep going until I find a solution to my problems. I wanted my signature drink to represent that learning curve that I had to go through as a barista and also dealing with my depression. That it's okay and important to celebrate the small victories. So I did choose an easy and obvious focus of ingredients for the florals, the citrus, and the berries that I fought so hard for to get to. And I purposefully chose an easy preparation method as doing the easy and most obvious thing that might seem insignificant to one person can actually have a huge impact on another. So, I created 2 types of ice cubes. One made out of an aromatic jasmine pearl tea, which I've infused for 1.5 minutes at a 1:5 ratio, which will enhance floral sweetness. The other one made out of a blueberry reduction, slightly sweetened with a homemade blueberry syrup, which will add depth. To cut through the acidity and to really highlight and underline the complexity of the flavors, I'm going to use 0.6 grams of sodium salts, as well as 20 milliliters of that same sweet milk that we know from the previous drink, which I've infused with the same jasmine pearls, which will tie the flavors and the ingredients together and create a smooth mouthfeel. As tropical and citrus component, I'm going to use half a passion fruit, which will add juiciness. All shaken. The ice cubes won't melt entirely, but enough to create a beautiful cold drink with a microfoam that will underline the mouth-coating medium body. So, when taking your sips, please make sure that you're going to get a good taste of the hibiscus dusting on top, as it is the direct contrast to the drink itself. It will highlight sweetness, open up the flavors, and complexity. So in addition to the passion fruit, the jasmine, and the blueberry, you're now also gonna get flavors of pineapple and fresh mango. Here you go, please enjoy. Pink grapefruit, red grape, sweet lemon tart, and the long-lasting aftertaste of, again, cacao nibs, which will remind of the initial espresso. Please go ahead and enjoy. I would like to thank you for being my guest today and for letting me share my story with you. And I would like to address my last words to anyone who's struggling with their mental health. And I want you that you are valuable, that you are loved, and that you are enough. So thank you, that's my time.
Dankeschön, Jana Elicker. What a nice message to end. Jana, join me, please.
Oh, here, sorry. Hi.
How do you feel?
Oh, I went quite over time, didn't I?
Don't worry about
no,
that.
but it was great. It was fun.
You happy?
Yes, I think.
Yeah. Would you like to thank somebody at home?
Yes, I would like to. Oh, there's so many people. I would like to thank Katrin because she was like there with me so many times, and Eileen for actually allowing me to take place in this World Championship instead of her, and obviously my team. Thank you so much for like sticking with me and just thank you.
Okay, I will have a chat with your coach.
Sure.
So see you the day after today,
Sure.
tomorrow, and then
Great.
have fun.
Okay, thank you.